Hello, it is Tuesday. I wanted to jump on because I have been having all of these emotions come up lately, and I am experiencing a little bit of imposter syndrome. So I thought it's actually something. Okay, rewind. Come on, brain. It's something that has been coming up a lot, and I have heard many people speak about syndrome. So, if you don't know what it is, basically, it can mean anything to you specifically, but for me, it's the I'm not good enough or the I'm not worthies that always pop into my head, and or I am meeting like these really big famous people that I am not in a league with. Like that's how it comes up for me. And it can be different for everybody. It could show up at different times, but specifically it was showing up with me because I just recently got connected with the president of NAMI. Thank you so much, David Roth. He has been an amazing connection maker. And well, like yesterday, I got connected and we're going to meet. And for me, that's huge because NAMI, if you don't know what it is, it's the national. Oh my gosh, I'm going to totally mess this up. National yep, I'm gonna have to come back to National Association of Mental NAMI, National Association of Mental Illnesses. I'm like, I know what NAMI stands for, I promise. But the National Association of Mental Illnesses, I believe that's right. I'll have to look it up again. But they are a nonprofit organization that I 100% look up to because they're on the national level, they're very large scale, the same with the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. And my goal is to be as big as those organizations with BCC Evolution. And I know that it is absolutely possible. And I know that I'm putting in the work. And I know that what we are doing is very valuable and very needed. And I also know that there are a lot of nonprofits out there that are also in this space, which I greatly appreciate, and ones that connect into this space, which I think is incredible. The hot topics now are mental health. The hot topics are self-care. The hot topics are adolescent risky behaviors. There's so many hot topics right now coming out of COVID. And for me, why syndrome keeps showing up is because I'm like, man, am I really like that cool that I get to speak to all these people? I mean, like the other day, I had a conversation with the Denver Chamber, a member of the Denver Chamber of Commerce, and just talking about how to become a part of their membership. And I mean, really, any business owners can be a part of that, which is super cool. But when I say it to people, I'm like, oh yeah, I had a meeting with one of the members of the Denver Chamber of Commerce, and they're like, what? Like, what are you doing with your life right now? And then for me, like, I have to come to this realization of like, holy crap, like, I am talking to these very important people, but they're just people. And that's what I have to remind myself is I have to look in the mirror every day and say, you're a freaking founder of a nonprofit. Hello. Like, you own a business. You now own multiple businesses. Hello. So I always have to have these realizations because, as you may or may not know, if you follow me, you know, but I quit my corporate job on May 21st. That was my safe space, right? And I have been writing down on my comfort zone destroyer with Transformation Academy for 3 years to quit my corporate job and move into my nonprofit. It took me 3 years of writing that down every single day to make it a reality. Well, it was like 2.5 years. That's a long time, 3 years. But like for 2.5 years, my comfort zone destroyer, which is that big vision, that big dream that you want to accomplish, I wrote down quitting my corporate job and stepping into my nonprofit full time. And I still get these I'm scared shitless moments because I that was such a safety net for me. And now the work really has to happen because I'm doing my nonprofit full time. I'm in it. And I also have to think about all the cool things that I've accomplished over just even the last 6 months. I mean, I have a book that's a book chapter. Sorry, it's not a full book, but a book chapter that is launching. I got the final edits on couple days ago, and any revisions have to be submitted by today. I got my other chapter for another collaborative book written, and whew, here comes the emotions. It is magical, the things that I have been able to accomplish, and I have to remind myself every day, like, look at the shit that you're doing. And so in our networking group this morning, I love my networking group. If you are a business owner, if you work for a business, if you love networking, tell me, because this group that I am a part of, I just love them. They are incredible. And they're so supportive and they're so transparent. They are very active, which love, love, love. Anyways, I can't say enough. So if you want to be part of a network group, reach out to me. I will get you set up. But one of the things was, what is your superpower? And I was like, ooh, my superpower? I don't really know like what my superpower is. And I really had to think about it. But one of the girls, she's like, for the short amount of time that I've known you, I think that your superpower is empathy into action. And I was like, mind blown. Oh my God, that was so incredible. Thank you, Jessica, for that because it was just like, yes, yes, that's amazing. And then I started thinking about it, and I am, even though I talk a lot, especially on these lives, I'm really good at listening. And I don't know what it is about me or my personality, but when I get on live or one on one networking meetings, any of that, people just like verbal vomit all over. And I am totally okay with that. Whenever somebody calls me and they're like, hey, I need help, what do I do? And I'm like, hey, let's chat. We get on a Zoom and or get on a call, and it's just like bleh. And I can talk to people for hours, but honestly, what I'm doing is just listening. And it's just the most incredible, I guess, superpower to be able to have that safe space for people to feel like it's okay to talk to me. And that I truly believe, whoo, yep, I think that's what it is because the emotions come up. I think that's what my superpower is. And it's being able, like she said, being able to be empathetic, but then translate it into action. And how do I design? And this is where my brain goes these days is like, how do I take all of these things that people come to me with and how do I create something that's going to help them? And that's where I'm so excited with the curriculum that's being built right now and all of the amazing things that are going on with BCC evolution. I mean, things are being thrown my way that I couldn't have even imagined. And it's just so incredibly special. And I'm so grateful for where I am right now. And I say that I am building multiple businesses because I really truly am. I have BCC Evolution, which is a official 501c3 nonprofit. We have been in this space since 2018. I also have my speaking business and my NLP life coaching business, which I'm getting my master practitioner certification at the end of this month into next month, which is super exciting. And I registered my business for speaking and NLP. It's Kelly Melissa Hansen LLC. Why not? Use my name. It always comes back to your name, right? But I also, in these networking groups and the leads that are coming into me and the people that are being referred, man, I cannot say enough for how incredible networking is in general. It takes up a lot of time, but the people that you end up getting connected into, oh my gosh, just blows my mind. And I think that since I'm in such a different space, the nonprofit space, people tend to think about me a little bit, maybe more often, maybe not, for leads just due to the type of work that I'm doing, which is great for me, right? But how do I reciprocate that? And how do I send quality leads? And so I guess that's where kind of my imposter syndrome comes in, is I'm like, wow, why do all these people constantly send me referrals, and why do all these people constantly think about me? And do I really make that big of an impact on people when I speak? I mean, I don't speak very often in the group, and when I do, I mean, we're really networking, and I have my pitch, and I have what we do, which makes us very unique. But it's just really cool to me to have people reach out to me on a regular basis and are always keeping me and BCC Evolution top of mind. So I these keep coming up. And one thing, I was on a one-on-one this morning also, and we were talking, and I was so scared to leave my corporate job. I was so like, I'm like, man, I'm so stable. I'm making really great money. I made more money last year than I'd ever in my lifetime. I understand what it's like to be the bottom of the bottom. I understand what it's like to, whew, yikes. I understand what it's like to be on Medicaid. I understand what it's like to have government assistance. And I understand what it's like to be a single mom with a newborn and not knowing if you're going to be able to pay for groceries. Like, I have an incredible family, and I have an incredible network of people. And I know that I would never go without, because my parents, one, would never allow me, thank the lucky stars for my parents and my family. And I know that they will always back me and support me. But I also have this stubbornness, my family knows this well, inside me, that I wanna do everything myself, and I want to accomplish so many things. And so I try to do it all on my own, and sometimes you can't, and sometimes you have to ask for help. And I made a promise to myself that I will never, ever, ever go there again. I will never not be able to provide for my child. I will never not be able to provide for my family, and that I would not ever have to ask for assistance again. And it has been really, really eye-opening, and just a whole different space of being in the nonprofit and having to ask for help, because we're not a big nonprofit, and we don't have the money at this current time to do those big things like NAMI or the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. But I also know and understand what we are trying to accomplish is going to be huge, and it's going to dramatically change lives. And anything that I can do to potentially make people feel better and not so alone, that is definitely my goal. And the reason why I say this is because it's so cool to me, and I am such in this like heart space of being able to help and being able to assist. And that's always been my background. I've always been a helper, but more so now, and asking people to donate their time and donate their services and donate their products or whatever it is. Like, I have a hard time with that. I struggle, because I also understand the value of other people's work and services, But then I know that there are so many people out there that have really kind hearts and want to give back in whatever way that they can. And it should be part of your charity fund. So I have to remind myself that it's okay to ask for help and it's okay to allow others to do things for you. And what I was talking about, circle back to my point on our one-on-one this morning, is I was so scared to leave my corporate job. I'm like, oh, I could go do this, or oh, I could go do this, or oh, if it doesn't work out, I can always fall back on like bartending. Bartending was my thing for a really long time before the corporate position. And I was like, oh, I could go back and do this or do that. And I did take on I'm doing like surveys for a bank. I was in sales for 5 years and I hated doing outbound calls. Why? I would think that doing surveys for banks would be any better. I don't know. But I also started this challenge yesterday around clarity and confidence. And I really started acknowledging that I'm having these emotions of you are your own boss. You are the boss. You are the founder of a nonprofit. This is your business. You are a speaker. You are an educator. You are a mental health expert. And you are powerful. Your words are powerful. And you employ yourself. You don't need to find other people to employ you. That has been huge. And I literally, after I sent the email to the president of NAMI, I was like, holy cow. Like, these things happen, these connections, you make them, and it's totally okay. And you are strong, you are powerful, you are worthy. And you're playing with the big boys, you're playing with the big girls, and you are one of them. And that is okay. And you are okay. And you will make the money that you need to make the impact that you want to make, because it's that important. And it is important work that you do. And I have to constantly be reminded to myself and from other people. So I want to thank you, Jessica, for giving me the empathy into action, because I believe that that is my superpower. And this is my superpower stance. And it really, truly can change your whole state. And I am learning every single day. I do not take anything with a grain of salt. I truly transform whatever comes at me and turn it into a lesson. And whatever lesson that it may be, I am also open to the possibilities. And I know that I have had a lot of people lately tell me that, wow, who you were then compared to who you are now, how you speak, how you hold yourself is so different. So I want to thank you to all. I want to thank all of you that have noticed and have said something, because sometimes I need that reminder, and sometimes maybe you do. Sometimes you need to remind yourself how cool you are, even if your kids don't think you're cool, how cool you are and how powerful we can be as human beings by just opening our minds, hearts, and mouths. And that's my quote that I keep going over and over and over is open your heart, open your minds, hearts, and mouths, and together we can make mental health matter. And I really truly believe that the more people we touch, the more people we educate, the more people that we have these conversations, these networking events, the more people that we can, I and we, my board included, can spread this message, the better we can make this life for more and more people. And I am so thankful and grateful that this has become my journey. And it has not been an easy journey by any means. It's not a journey that I chose. It was a journey that I was forced into, whew, from the tragedy of my sister, but I think it was definitely a journey that I was made for. And when we truly step into what we were designed for and not like break all the clutter up, like get all that shit out, those little things don't matter as much. And stepping into that power in that place, man, I can already feel it. Like it gives me chills when I think about it. And I'm so excited. So, lastly, my spiel, which went way longer than I thought it would. I always go a little longer. Anyways, I just want to thank all of you that have placed your order for the Mexican food Dos Amigas fundraiser that we're doing right now. If you haven't yet, you have until today at 8 p.m. to get those order in. I'm so excited for delivery. I love Mexican food and I love corn tamales, sweet corn tamales. I'm so excited. So if you haven't or don't know what that is, we are doing a fundraiser with Dos Amigas. It is a woman-owned frozen Mexican food delivery in the greater metro Denver area. So please get your order in by 8 p.m. Make sure that you use the code BCC. It just goes in their like little promo code section. If you didn't use the promo code, make sure you reach out to me so that I can get you added. It is a minimum of $45 placed order and then a $5 delivery charge. And then we are kicking off tomorrow our A Community Thrives. And I'm going to do another live tomorrow and or maybe later to kick that off because my birthday is a Sunday and I am launching, because I don't know who's going to actually watch this whole thing, but my birthday is Sunday and normally what I do is launch a fundraiser on Facebook, but this challenge that we are doing is so important and it is so important. I need your help to get us to our minimum of $3,000 that we need to to win grant money for BCC Evolution. You can win 25,000, 50,000, or 100,000 during this challenge. And this is huge for BCC Evolution. We tried to write a grant. It is a huge process. So if we can win grant money without having to write for the grant money, this will be humongous for us. So instead of donating on my birthday fundraiser, I ask you to please go to when we launch tomorrow. I will give you all the information, the links everywhere you need to go to donate to A Community Thrives for BCC Evolution so that we can win grant money. We keep all the donations too. So anything that we get out of this challenge, we also keep, which is incredible also. So many people to thank. I will also do another live this week thanking Dojery Murray for their proceeds from June. I want to showcase that only. And also Mark Stevens with a mini headshot. So man, so much stuff happening. And I am so very grateful that I, albeit lost my sister and forced into this position, but incredible that I am able to take that empathy and turn it into action with my nonprofit. So thank you, everybody. And I love you. And I hope that you have an incredible rest of your Tuesday. If you need me, if you need a talk, if you need an affirmation, if you need whatever it is, if you just need a listening ear, I personally am always here and I will find a space for you. So thank you.